Hi everyone, it's Raquel Bowman here, and today I'm here creating a layout for Altenew. Now this is part of a hop for their new Enjoy the Ride collection of goodies, so paper collection. So there are 16 different designed papers, and then you get, there's some ephemera in the Enjoy the Ride, and this one is more of a floral ephemera. What are they've called it? The bouquet builder ephemera. So what I'm going to do today is share with you a layout process of myself using this collection. I have grabbed this photo of my little puppy Lola. She turned 5 this year, which I cannot believe because she still is just not like a puppy, but she's just adorable. She is the cutest thing ever. So I wanted to create and document her and celebrate her through this layout. And what I've done off camera is I've gathered some of the florals. So I've gone for more the purples and pinks and a few of the leafy bits. And then I've had a look through and seen what ephemera from this pack I thought I might be able to use. Off camera, I've also cut out, I really love the leaf design on this paper. So I have fussy cut a few of those out just to have those ready to just start embellishing with. But I thought I'll just give you a quick flick through some of the papers. These ones have elements from this ephemera pack printed on, so I would imagine sort of fussy cutting those out. And there's this green stripe design, and I have cut into some of these already because I just wanted to play. So you can see that the photo of Lola is just backed with this really soft blue. I love the softness of this one, so I've cut into some of that already. There's the other side of that green. This stripe here with these really giant florals, this gorgeous pink pattern, this one here, it's called Hazy. I could imagine cutting these out too. I feel like now more so than ever I look at papers, and then if they have different elements on them, I think about how I could cut them out and fussy cut around them. The last one I think I haven't shown yet is this one here. And for the same reason, I was thinking you could cut the florals out, but that background is also nice. And if you do follow my scrapbooking or have seen my processes before, you would know that I do tend to stick with more softer colour palettes, less busy pattern papers, or I will try and make the busy pattern papers work for my style. So yeah, that's what I'm playing with today. I'm looking forward to sharing hopefully a different kind of layout as part of this hop. It will be an 8.5. Yeah, this layout will be an 8.5 by 11. That tends to be the size that I scrapbook with now, and that I find that I am enjoying. And I have been sort of converted to an 8.5 by 11 for a few years now from a 12 by 12 scrapbooker. So yeah, I'm going to get creating and take you along for the process. You will see at the beginning that I have pre-prepared, as I said, and fussy cut out some florals and things. So I'll sort of pop those to the side while I get my base of my layout ready, and then we'll get started. So to begin my layout, I take that gorgeous pink paper and I gut out the middle like I always do and prepare my background. So the idea of that is that I wanted to have a cute pop of that pink on the border. Off camera, I also made a little envelope which I stitched as around the edges as well as my layout. So I'm just feeding the threads back through so that they're at the back of the layout. this one was a little bit fiddly as my machine was playing up a little bit. But once I've done that, I'm able to curl up the edges of the layout and then prepare the envelope ready to go onto my page. So with the envelope, I basically used 2 different pattern papers because I wanted the blue to show through, that really soft blue color, but then I also wanted the pink to be on the outside. So I did some fiddling when creating that envelope so that I was able to do that just by layering. And now I'm just having a play with the ephemera and some of those fussy cut out leaves to sort of get some clusters around the envelope and around the photo of our Lola. And I have used the combination of sort of the bright green leaves with pink and purple florals. It took me a while to sort of get the leaves how I wanted them to be. I love a layout that is layered and detailed, but not overly busy in the way that you don't know where your eyes are meant to be looking. So I always find that I can fuss around quite a bit until I get my layout exactly how I might be wanting it. This layout, once I had gathered all the bits and pieces, actually came together quite easily. So once I had sort of selected from the kit what pieces I was thinking I would like to use, the actual assembling of the page sort of happened a lot easier than I thought it was going to. I have just having all this trouble with adhesives lately. If you've watched some of my previous videos, you know that my ATG gun is giving me absolute grief. It keeps sticking, and I did actually look on Amazon today. We do have Amazon now in Australia to purchase another one, but the shipping is going to be super long, so I'm going to keep looking and see if I can get something local. Although I must admit, because of all of our current restrictions in Melbourne, so in Melbourne, they are stage 4. I'm in a regional town in Victoria, so we're stage 3. But all of those restrictions have made an impact on our postal system as well. So, yeah, these are the things that happen at the moment, and there is, for me, not really much use, I feel, complaining about these things, because there's bigger and much scarier things happening in our state and in our world that we need to be concerned about, not how long our post might take. So back to the layout. As you can see, I am adhering. So I am using a combination of foam adhesive and, do you know what, mainly, apart from the ATG, I use that foam adhesive roll. If you're in Australia, I purchased it from Bunnings. It is a mega huge roll, and it's quite a thin foam adhesive, but as you can see from what I'm doing in the videos, I'm actually cutting and layering up and folding over so that I can vary the depth and of dimension of each of those little floral and leaf parts. So some of them have one single layer. Part of the photo had 2 layers, as you saw me doing when I was adhering that. Some of these leaves actually have 3 layers. So I definitely varied the dimension, which towards the end of this video, I'll slow the video down to show you some close-ups so you can get an idea of how much detail and dimension is on the layout. I'm using now some enamel dots from Altenew. These were, sorry, there's my head. These were a older release. I'm thinking last year sometime, but I'm not completely positive on that, but I'm sure that they are still available in some capacity online. They are amazing. They are one of the best enamel dots packs, and I love them because there's so many. I love that I get a whole few rows of the small ones because they're my favorite, and that there's a variety of shapes too. So I'm working on adding my journaling, and my thought was, because I have that cute little envelope, that I can sort of having it sticking out of the envelope. So I trimmed that down a little bit to sort of size. I want you to still be able to see the edges of the envelope, so I made it smaller than originally I planned. And then I'm going to add a bit more foam adhesive to the top of that, just to pop that off the page a little bit. It had a bit of a blank spot down there, so I added another enamel dot, and then excuse me, in a moment I'm just going to show you a couple of close-ups. I've feel really, really lucky getting invited to guest with Altenew. So thank you, Altenew, for inviting me. I hope that this has given you a good example of a page that you can create using this new collection. And I'm sure I will see you online soon in some capacity, YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Take care.